Hi, this is a quick tutorial on how to set up groups and to add members to it. So the first thing we need to do is set up a group so that it appears on the main menu. If you notice over here, there's no group work. So to do that, we're going to go to the control panel here, and then we're going to go to the course option area, and we're going to click on Manage Course menu. Alright, and then we're going to go into this Tool Link area. Click on Tool Link. We're going to use this drop-down menu and find groups right there. Select groups. Okay, you can check or uncheck this available for student participants, and then click submit. If you want it available, you need to make sure it's checked. Then click submit, and then OK. Alright, and then if you scroll down here, you'll see it's the last one. You can reorder it if you want. So if you want this to be up higher, you could just, go like this and make it number 1. Okay, now let's go see and make sure it's there on our menu. I'm going to click right here, back to the main home page. And there it is. Okay, so now we have our main menu item, and we're ready to set up actual groups in it. So first we have to go back to the control panel to do this. Okay, and we're going to go into this section called User Management, and then we're going to click on Manage Groups. Alright, so we're going to add 2 groups just so you can see what 2 groups would look like. We're going to click Add Group, and I'm going to call this first group Green Group. Alright, I'm going to say this is the Green Group. You can say whatever you want there. And then this is where you decide what options you're going to have in your group. Usually you're going to use discussion board, and then I'm going to allow for email. That way they can email members of their group right from there instead of having to go to the long list in the entire course roster. And then click submit. Okay, click OK. Alright, before we add any members to this group, I'm going to go ahead and add another group just so you can see that process again, what it's going to look like. I'm going to add that. I'm going to call this yellow group. It's already there. I'm going to click that. This is the yellow group. Oops. I would probably say something like, I don't know, click here, click to enter. And I'm going to click discussion board, click email, and then submit again. Okay. Alright, now we have 2 groups. Okay, now we want to add some members to each of these groups. So I'm going to go to modify, and then I'm going to click on add users to group. And everybody in your course will show up when you do this search here. So I usually just click search, and then the whole list will show up instead of just 1 or 2 people. If you want to just search for one person, you could certainly just click last name and put their name in there. But I just do it this way. There are not very many students. So you can see 4 people are in this group. I'm going to add this person and this person to this group. I'm going to click submit and OK. Okay, now let's see if we want to check and see if they're there. We can go to list users in group, and it should be search. Should be 2 people, Sarah and Cindy. Good, so that worked. Click OK. If I want to remove them, I can go here, do a search, and then just click here. You have to type yes in here and then submit. I'm not going to do that though. Okay, so I'm going to cancel. And OK, get back to my groups. Click on manage group. Now I want to add some people to my yellow group. So I'm going to modify again. Remember, modify, add users, do a search. And I'm going to add these other 2 people to this group, Megan and this other Cindy, and hit submit. I'm going to go OK. Let's just see if they're in there. Should be Megan and Cindy. Do a search. Yep, Megan and Cindy, and then click OK. Alright, so now I have 2 groups. I'm going to click OK. Take me back to this main main menu. I have two groups with two users in each group. Okay, um, I'm going to go here back to my home page just so you can see what it looks like. I clicked group up there, and now I have green group and yellow group. So let's just click in the green group, and when we get there you should see the options, the discussion board, and the email option. So if you were going to actually use this group to have your students do some kind of discussion or project, you could set it up in the discussion board, and you set this up just like you do the discussion forums. Okay, so we have the green group here. If you remember, you would click in, you would add your thread, right? Let's say maybe some instructions. You might want to give some instructions or something. Sit here. Probably wouldn't say that. Submit. Okay, so that's one thread. Now let's say I'm going to have this. So those are instructions. I sometimes like to use the instruction thread in my group. So I know that all students can find the instructions for the task right there in that self-contained unit of the group. And then I might have here task. Oops. Question, sorry. And then it might say what is green. Okay. And then they could, I would probably, if I had more than one question, I have Q1. This can be, these threads are whatever you want them to be. Okay. And click OK. So now we have two groups. One of them have discussion forums set up. If you notice, you can click on email, and the two people in this group, that's all that's going to show up. Okay, and they can send email to each other. But those are the basics of setting up a group. Anytime you use group work, usually you're going to have more than one group, or else you could just do it in a discussion forum, the main forum. So that's one of the benefits of a small group activity, is you can have several groups working by themselves apart from the large group. I think that's it. I'm Cindy, and I hope that helps.